Greetings for the day. Welcome to another session of Computer Networks. My name is Muhammad Rahmat Ali. In today's session, we are going to start our fifth unit, that is the final unit of our syllabus. Before jumping onto the topic, let me revise what we have studied in the previous session. We completed our fourth unit, and that we have studied about the World Wide Web with reference to the static pages, with reference to the dynamic pages. Also, we studied about HTTP, and in the last, we studied about this what we call as wireless web. Now, in today's session, we are going to start with our fifth unit, in which all of the things are being related to security or network security. We're going to see the different concepts of cryptography, symmetric key algorithm, public key algorithm, digital signatures, communication security, authentication protocol, email security, and web security. This constitutes of our fifth unit, in which the last part or the security part or the protection or protecting our network has been done. Now, to have an overview what all these things is all about, let me have a glance what do you mean by cryptography. Cryptography is a concept of encrypting or the process of conversion of a plain text into a ciphertext is called as a cryptography, and also the reverse process or vice versa, or the process of conversion of ciphertext to a plain text. This whole concept is called as cryptography. In the sense, the concept of converting plain text into ciphertext and ciphertext to a plain text is this all is called as a cryptography. Now, what is the use of this cryptography? Cryptography is used for a security purpose, so that no other third person can particularly read that personal document or read that message. For an example, if you see in your WhatsApp, you have end-to-end encryption. You have end-to-end encryption in which only the user who is sending and the user who is receiving that message can only read that particular message. This is what you call as end-to-end encryption. Encryption is been followed with reference to this cryptography. Now, there are a lot of users with reference to cryptography. Cryptography has been used in normal text messages, it is been used in your emails, it is been used in your web browsers, and on different ways this cryptography is being used. Also, if you observe, if you are getting any of the mail which is been bounced back or any of the failed email, you will be getting some of the text which is in unreadable format. That particular thing is called as a cryptographic mail, or that particular document is called as a cipher document. That particular document is called as a cipher document. Now, the next concept is with reference to the symmetric key algorithm, in which I will be using only one key for encryption and decryption. The symmetric key is with reference to a single key which will be used for encryption and decryption. The same key is being used for encryption and decryption. Now, with reference to the keys, there are basically two keys that we will be using in security. The first one is a private key and the second one is a public key. There are two major keys that we will be using, public key and private key. If at all any of the document which has been encrypted by public key can be decrypted by private key, or if at all that particular key is been encrypted by a private key, then it can be decrypted by a public key. The next concept is with reference to the public key algorithms. We will see how different public key are being used in encrypting and decrypting the documents, and also what are the methods by which it is been encrypted. And the next one is the digital signatures. Now, with reference to this digital signatures, this indicates that the person who is sending this particular document or the person who is sending this particular message is an authorized person. How will you indicate it? You will be seeing with reference to the digital signature. Now, with reference to sending an email, with reference to sending of email, I cannot say directly that this person is the correct one or a genuine person who is sending this particular email. Now, how will you differentiate this? This particular thing can be differentiated with reference to assigning a digital key. Now, what do you mean by the digital key? if at all, if you see in your email, the last part that you will be putting, like with regards from, or you will be putting some of the a unique thing which identifies that this particular person is a genuine one. This particular person is a genuine one. In previous days, there were stamps that were being used, and later on signature was being used. Now digital keys are being used. Now in the present modern day, for every of the person there is an individual digital key that is being assigned. For instance, if at all, if you go for any of the MNC's company, there you can see there will be a digital key that will be assigned to you. Unless and until you put that key onto the system, that system will not open. Now this is with reference to the digital signatures and digital keys. And the next one is the communication security. Now in this we will be seeing the different mechanisms by which the communication is being secured, and what are the mechanisms by which we as an end user and the other person receiving that particular package, or we at the client side, how can we protect our communication. What are the different mechanisms by which our security can be ensured in that particular network, and what are the different types of attacks, and how we can make sure that we are not being attacked by that particular type of an attacker. Now the next one is the authentication protocol. What do you mean by this authentication protocol? Authentication protocol is used for authentication of the client and the server, whether I am on a correct page or not. For an instance, if at all, if you see with reference to the phishing sites, and I hope like you have attended the webinar with reference to the phishing, there you will be seeing with reference to, or there you have seen with reference to the different mechanisms how phishing was been done, and what are the methods by which phishing is been done. So with reference to this authentication protocols, different methods and different mechanisms are being used to assign, to review and to recollect what are the mechanisms or what are the methods by which the systems is been attacked, and what are the possible things by which we can be secured. And the next one is with reference to the email security and web security. These are the things that has been provided and built as of now in the modern days. For every of the Gmail, you will be having some of the web security mechanisms by which that particular email or that particular things is being said to be malicious or non-malicious type of a thing. And also with reference to that particular email, if at all it is a spam email, if at all it is another email which can harm your system, then that particular email is being said with reference to a spam email or a threat to your system. That email will not open, and you will be getting a pop-up message stating that this message or this particular file can damage your health of your computer or PC or your device. The last one is with reference to this web security. This web security is all about the cyber security with reference to the modern day world. Now cyber security has a lot of what you call as precautions, a lot of implementations. The major thing that we will be focusing on this web security is confidentiality, integrity, and availability of resources. These are the three major things which you need to remember with reference to the web security. If at all something comes into your mind, remember these three keywords: CIA. C indicates for confidentiality, I is indicating integrity, and A indicates the availability of resources, systems, networks, or any of the things which comes under this web. Now this is all about the introduction with reference to your fifth unit. Now let's jump what actually is network security. Let me start with the first part, and we'll see what are the different mechanisms and how it works. Now what is this network security? Network security is a security provided to a network from unauthorized access and risk. It is the duty of network administrator to adopt preventive measures to protect their networks from potential security threats. Now with reference to the job of a network administrator is not only to manage the network, but also to see if at all the network is being hijacked or being traced, or it is being attacked by internal as well as external attackers. Now what do you mean by this internal and external attackers? Internal attackers are those attackers into which some of the internal persons will try to access those files which are not being given access to them. For instance, in a department of computer science engineering, there are professors, associate professor and head of the department. If at all a professor wants the access of an head of the department, that is what you call as unauthorized access. That is what you call as unauthorized access. So to protect all of these things, the concept of network security is being introduced and is being implemented. The second point is computer networks that are involved in regular transaction communication within the government, individual or business requires security. The most common and simple way of protecting a network resource is by assigning it a unique name and a corresponding password. If at all, like see, with reference to this network security, this network security can be divided into many ways. With reference to your local system, with reference to a global network, with reference to your what you call as a cloud, with reference to your virtualized server or virtualized systems, into which you will be given a unique name and a corresponding password. If you are with those two unique things, with those credentials, then only you will be able to access that particular information. Then only you will be able to access that particular information and have the access to that particular thing. So with reference to this computer network, it requires or it involves regular transaction and communication within the government or individual security. The common and simple way of protecting a network issue is by assigning a unique name and a corresponding password Now, what are the different types of network security devices? The first one is the active devices or the active device. These security devices blocks a surplus traffic. Now what do you mean by this? Like see, if you remember at the time when Sachin Tendulkar has made his double century with South Africa, at that instance the server of this particular cricket bus got damaged or it got overloaded. Why? Because it has come with a more enormous traffic when compared to normal traffic. For an instance, like on a daily basis, as it is a lockdown, only three or four students are coming to the college, but at a sudden random day, if all of the 70 or 90 students come to this college, then that is what we call as the surplus traffic that it is been getting. In this type of a things, at some instance, some of the network may try to block that traffic or make an extra traffic or to make that particular network block. So what it does, it creates some surplus traffics. So now what is being used? Firewall, antivirus, scanning devices and content filtering devices are the example of such devices. The second one is the passive devices. These devices identify and report or unwanted traffic. For example, intrusion detection appliances. Now what do you mean by this intrusion detection appliances? It means the different types of intrusion detection. Now what do you mean by this? Actually, intrusion detection means if at all some of the users who is trying to intrude into the network, either that person is an internal one or an external one. As I have given you the example of this what you call as an employee who is trying to access different rights. So that is what we call as an intrusion actually. To detect that, we will be having intrusion detection applications to detect whether that user has got that particular access rights or not. The next one is the preventive devices. Now what are these preventive devices? These devices scan the network and identify potential security problem. For an example, penetration testing devices and vulnerability assessment appliances. Now what do you mean by this penetration testing devices? In the sense, if at all an intruder has intruded into our network, so till which extent, then that particular intruder come into the device and can access that particular information. So that is what we call as this penetration testing devices. Like we will be having some of the different measures and means by which we can be accessing those things. And the last one is unified threat management. These devices serves as all-in-one secure device. Examples include firewall, content filtering, web caching and etc. I hope you understood something from today's session and you got a bit of idea what we are going to study in our unit in the coming days of things. That's all for now. Have a great time. Have a great day. If at all you have any doubt, you can contact or you can ping me on my email address rahmat_82@yahoo.com, or you can come down to the college for a personal doubt clarification session. That's all for now. Thank you for joining.